From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Prime Minister Mark Carney says his government will introduce clean drinking water legislation in the spring. That delays a bill that had been promised for this fall. Carney's promise to revive the legislation came as he addressed the Assembly of First Nations gathering in Ottawa this afternoon. Before Carney's speech, First Nations chiefs unanimously voted to press the government to uphold its oil tanker ban off the northern British Columbia coast. They also want Ottawa to withdraw from its new agreement with Alberta that clears a path for a new oil pipeline to the BC coast. The issue was the first topic up for debate today at the Assembly of First Nations December meeting. Newly minted Culture Minister Mark Miller is expressing support for the removal of a religious exemption for hate speech in the criminal code. Miller says he does not believe people should be using religion to escape hate crime prosecution.
The reality is I don't think people should be using the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah to escape from committing a hate crime or claim that the hate would otherwise be a hate crime is done in the name of a religious text.
The Bloc Québécois says it has the government's support for an amendment to get rid of the exemption. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says his party will oppose it. Canada's housing minister says the federal government's new housing agency is just getting started. The Parliamentary Budget Office said today that Build Canada Homes will only fill a small gap in the housing market. But Housing Minister Gregor Robertson questions that conclusion.
I've got to go into detail, look at their numbers, but I think that's just based on the raw number. It's not based on attracting a lot of investment from provinces, from the private sector, and making sure that we're modernizing the industry and delivering more homes per dollar.
The Liberals launched Build Canada Homes in September to boost the total stock of affordable housing. Much of Atlantic Canada is in the crosshairs of a messy mix of heavy snow, rain, and wind through tomorrow. Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and Labrador are expected to see the worst of it. Canada is deeply in its K-pop era, at least according to YouTube's year-end data.
The streaming platform says Netflix hit animated musical film K-pop Demon Hunters, which is directed by a Korean-Canadian, was a major driver of engagement in 2025. Several of its tracks became Canada's most watched music videos and shorts, including the song Golden. Director Maggie Kang has told the Canadian Press earlier this year that it felt pretty wild to watch the film become a global hit after spending her childhood hiding her love of K-pop as a Korean immigrant growing up in the 1990s in Toronto. Netflix says it's the streaming giant's most popular film of all time, racking up more than 236 million views. Naira Ahmed, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, the Montreal Canadiens host the Ottawa Senators tonight in a battle of two NHL teams jockeying for playoff position in the Atlantic Division. Also tonight, Toronto visits Florida, Calgary's at Nashville, Vancouver visits Colorado, while Edmonton entertains Minnesota. The Toronto Blue Jays have made the largest free agent contract in club history official. They've confirmed the long-reported signing of right-handed pitcher Dylan Cease to a 7-year contract. It's worth $210 million U.S. The Toronto Argonauts have their new head coach for the 2026 CFL season. Argos announced today Mike Miller is being promoted to the role. He spent 4 seasons as Toronto's quarterbacks coach. The Montreal Alouettes have signed Canadian receiver Tyson Philpott to a 2-year extension. And Carrie Anerson's Manitoba team will wear Canada colors at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts next month. Anerson will curl as Team Canada in place of defending champion Rachel Homan. She'll be getting ready for the Olympics in February. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.